What's going on, everybody? I am your host, Juice Wayne, and in today's video, I want to talk about the Batman movie. I know everybody's waiting for casting news, who's going to be Catwoman, who's going to be Penguin, all the other villains that are going to be in this movie, and, you know, you're kind of just striving for any kind of news you can get. Now, this news is fairly recent. It happened in the last week or so, but I want to talk about it because not too many people are really talking about it, and that is that the Batman, for one, has finally got a cinematographer, and it is going to be Greg Fraser. And for most nerds, the movie you're going to know him from the most is going to be Star Wars Rogue One. And if you didn't see Rogue One, I highly suggest you watch it, and even if you're not a Star Wars fan, it's just a really cool movie, especially if you are a Star Wars fan. You know it takes place between Episode 4 and Episode 3, which I thought was really cool. Fraser also has an Oscar nomination to his name for the movie Lion. Now, it's a movie I haven't seen, so I can't really comment on that. But I do want to talk about how I think this is going to be an awesome cinematography choice for the Batman, because like I said, if you haven't seen Rogue One, you should definitely watch it, because it's arguably, I don't know, I mean, this might anger some Star Wars fans, but, you know, Star Wars Rogue One probably has the most epic Darth Vader scene in the history of freaking Star Wars. And I don't think it's that far-fetched to say that, because it was literally the one scene that made Darth Vader terrifying. Like, it made him look so crazy, because in the old movies, we didn't have a lot of crazy effects that they could use with Darth Vader, but now that we have some awesome technology in CGI, they were able to do a scene with Darth Vader and just make him look so dominating, so fearful. And just imagine taking that craziness of making him look so awesome and applying that to the Batman. And also, let's not just forget that Batman has a ton of gadgets and Batmobiles and freaking Batplanes and whatever you want to think of, he has. This Star Wars trailer, Rogue One, has a bunch of crazy gadgets and spaceships as well. So I don't know, I am really excited to see somebody from a Star Wars movie coming into, you know, the Batman universe to kind of film this thing with, you know, Matt Reeves. And Matt Reeves is saying that he is trying to make the most faithful Batman adaptation in a movie that has been done. So maybe we're gonna get a really cool Gotham, and maybe we're gonna get a really cool detective story. My thing is, and I said this in a live stream, is if Matt Reeves gives me white-eyed Batman and a blue cow, I will lose my shit on this channel. I will have one of my old school videos of going all crazy, because man, I never thought I would see that in a freaking Batman movie. But if he goes freaking like Jim Lee from Hush, blue cow, white eyes, I will absolutely lose it. Before we move on to the next bit of news that I want to talk about, this is a quote from Fraser talking about, you know, getting the role of, you know, being a cinematographer for this movie. He told this to The Hollywood Reporter: "The Batman franchise is iconic, and it's a privilege to be able to visualize it in my own way, especially with the cumulative creative potential of all the talent and technicians we have in front and behind the camera." Also, if you're curious, he is also the cinematographer for the upcoming Dune movie, which is going to have a whole bunch of stars, so that movie should be out before the Batman, so it'll be interesting to go watch that and then see what we might get with the Batman. Moving on to the next thing is something you might have seen on Twitter, if you are on Twitter, which I've gotten off, by the way. I only get onto my desktop. I don't have it on my phone anymore. But Twitter blew up about this and was like, oh my god, why would you do this? Michael Giacchino, who has actually worked with Matt Reeves in a bunch of previous films on the scores, is rumored to be joining the Batman to actually do the score for this movie as well, but there is no confirmation of that. No deal has been done. It's just heavily rumored because Matt Reeves and him have worked together so much that they think that he's gonna just work with him again. But over Comic-Con weekend, he actually posted a video that, you know, made the rounds on Twitter, and everybody was like, oh my god, I can't believe people would say that, because he posted a very cheeky video. Like, it was just like, you know, it was poking fun at Matt Reeves, and he was like, hey buddy, and you know what, actually I just play the video here. Hey Matt, don't screw up our Batman movie!
Yeah, you heard him. Don't screw it up. Don't screw it up. All right?
So that was it. I don't see any freaking, like, reason people should freak out, because it's clearly a joke. But of course, Twitter was like, oh my god, how can people be so entitled and blah, 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 like, let him create his own Batman. You know how Twitter gets if you've been on Twitter before. Matt Reeves himself even posted this video on his Twitter account saying nothing like a little encouragement. So of course, he knows it's all a joke as well. He even put a little heart emoji with the bat symbol. That's actually not even the news I want to talk about. It's just what people might know him from. What I want to talk about is he actually talked to Cinema Blend and had a quote about the Batman movie when he was asked. Matt and I have worked on Planet of the Apes together. year. We made Cloverfield. Matt is really big. Matt's amazing. So Matt wanted me to tell you that he's working very hard on making a good movie. I've actually been able to see a few things that he's showed me and that he's working on, and it's pretty darn awesome. It looks really, really amazing. And then they followed up with if he's going to be doing the score for the movie, and he said, I don't know, we'll see. I just know my friend is working really hard right now. Anyways, I'll say that. So it does seem like Matt Reeves is actually getting this ball rolling on the Batman. I know everybody wants casting news. Everybody wants to see who's going to be Catwoman, you know, Penguin, Two-Face, whoever's going to be in this movie. That's what everybody cares about. Me personally, I want to see how it's going to look aesthetically. Because at the end of the day, I might want a certain actress for Catwoman or a certain actor for Penguin, but if it looks awesome, that's all I'm really going to care about at the end of the day. So hearing somebody that's close to Matt Reeves talk about how it looks pretty darn awesome is pretty encouraging. And it's possible that they're already starting to do, you know, what do they call it, storyboarding and scripting out like how the movie will look, and, you know, concept art is the word I was looking for. And maybe he's also read the script. I don't really know how far their friendship goes or whatever, but I'm pretty sure, like, I mean, when I'm writing my comic books, I let my friends read them, so I'm pretty sure that's the same thing that happens in Hollywood, where they're like, hey, you want to read my script real quick? Or you want to, hey, like, you want to check out this stuff? I mean, when I was at Comic-Con, I talked to Tom King about his upcoming books, and he was like, oh, you want to check out some art? And he just showed me the art. So, like, a lot of people are pretty just, you know, kind of like, oh, check out my stuff. And, yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is the same thing that happened here. But just hearing that it's pretty darn awesome is pretty cool to hear, because we haven't got anything. Like, genuinely, I'm making this video with just a little bit of news that I found. And I know a lot of people are like, that's not big news. And maybe it's not. But you're watching the video, and we're just all want to know what's going to be happening in this damn movie. Personally, I kind of like that we don't know a lot. I still just really want to know who Catwoman's going to be. But, yeah, I don't know. This movie can't come fast enough. The first trailer is definitely going to drop at Comic-Con next year, but that just means that we have a really, really long time to go before we actually start seeing a really good amount of stuff coming out for this movie, because I would not be surprised if a majority of this movie is filmed in a freaking studio where they don't do anything outside to give away a lot of what could be happening in this movie. If anything, they'll probably have a Batmobile chase scene outside, but if anything, I think a lot of this movie is going to be kept under wraps so we don't get a lot of leaks and a lot of stuff that comes out in other movies. But hey, I could totally be wrong. They could film everything outside. Who knows? But like everybody else, we'll just have to wait and see. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Show it some love. Also, if you want to catch some more Bat-tastic content, please hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications so you don't miss anything in the future. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, Juice Wayne. Remember, when you wake up in the morning, ask yourself something. But I'm a daily dose of juice. See you guys next time. Bye!